my gosh, I'm so excited that you're here with me today, gorgeous.
Yes, me too, me too. Thank you for inviting me on, my love.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to see you and beautiful Bali as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a lush, lush day here. I'm very, very grateful, very grateful.
Oh, I think it snowed here yesterday in New Zealand, so I'm feeling the Bali vibes would be fantastic about
Yeah.
now.
I'll try to send you some sun. I know
Please
what
do.
it's like when the snow goes on the mountains over there.
So cold, right? It was snowing in Hamner yesterday, so it's pretty close to me.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay,
is.
we'll dive straight in. I would love for you to share with me, a little bit about your story and your journey. I'd love to know, what sort of inspired you to start this journey.
hmm Yeah, I love that. So, goodness, my journey's got so many different parts, right? Over the lifetime, but also the last 12, coming up 13 years of working in the online space. So, I'll condense it down. So, I was a yacht chef, right? I was working on the yachts for 15 years, um, traveling the world. It all looked very glamorous. Yes, I got to see some places, but I was trading a lot of time for money, right? I was going to places, but I wasn't really seeing them. I was seeing them through a porthole. I was doing 18-hour days and having to say no to going home for Christmas, going home for New Year's, and missing out on a lot of weddings and stuff, right? So my life 15 years ago looked perfect from an Instagram perspective. It looked like I had hit the ultimate success. But the truth was, is that like I felt like I was kind of dying inside, not to be
Mhm.
dramatic, right? But
Yeah.
I just felt frustrated, tired. I felt trapped in my job. Like I knew I wanted to impact people, but I didn't have any idea on what that looked like. And maybe you're listening to this and thinking like, God, I'm not really clear on my purpose either, but I know I want to do something different, right? So I totally feel you, and I feel this is going to land with a lot of you. So I jumped into the world of network marketing. I started with a beautiful company, Isogenics. I was with it for 5 years. I learned a lot of things. And I'm really grateful for that apprenticeship, right? Because as I said, I learned a lot and I grew a lot.
Mm.
But then I guess it would have been about, we might be diving into 6, maybe even 7 years now, maybe 6 years ago. I found a Najik and I found what was called high ticket affiliate marketing. Now, even after having been working online for 5, almost 6 years back then, I didn't even know there was such a thing as high ticket products, high ticket affiliate marketing. I didn't know it was a thing. It was something I'd never been exposed to. So, I saw the products. I saw how helpful it could be, especially living in Mallorca. I was buying bottled water all the time. My skin was itchy because the water's it's just gross in Mallorca, Spain, right? The water's hard.
Mm.
I knew the product was going to be incredible. But when I saw the compensation plan, like I just couldn't look away. Like I was literally, if anyone's watching this, they know about like the color dynamics. I'm very red. So if I see something, if I see an opportunity where I can see like, okay, I could potentially very easily out earn my yachting income, which back then was 9,000 euros a month. I knew I could out earn it with this company, with this product. And I was like, heck yeah. Within 24 hours, I was in.
I
It
love
was
that.
really as simple as that. Like, I didn't have any fears. I didn't have any, like, oh God, is this going to work? Or what will people say? I did in the beginning of my online journey, five
Mm.
years prior, but I'd worked so much on it. So when I got to the point of seeing a new opportunity, I was like, heck yes, right? But I'd worked so much on my identity, my mindset to be able to step in and change what I was doing very easily. And I understand that not everyone comes in like this. But I
Mm.
promise you, like when you work on what's happening up here, you're going to be unstoppable. So that's like a little brief of how I got into all of this.
I love it. Yeah, I was a bit the same actually. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
straight in there.
Yeah.
So, and like now, how has your life changed since you've been in this business and with this company?
Yeah. So gosh, the last 6 years has just been incredible, right? Like I built this while doing 18-hour, 16-hour days on yachts, right? So the beginning wasn't pretty.
Hmm.
I was doing the do. I was also working 18 hours, but I made the most of my pockets of time. And when I say 18 to 16 hours, that was 18 to 16 hours. I wasn't eating lunch, I wasn't eating dinner, I wasn't sitting down for it. It was like a smoothie or a shake on the go. A toilet break was my break. And I'm not saying that was a good routine, but that's what it was like in yachting, right? That's what it was, just brushed off like that's yachting. That's yachting. You don't have breaks, especially as a chef.
Mm.
So building this up in the pockets of my time that I had, and sometimes that was a toilet break. This was not a beautiful, luxurious process. Has now given me, like after hitting like some beautiful top ranks, some top levels of leadership within the company. I even had some of my highest income days when I was doing those 14, 16-hour days, right? Now it's allowed me to step into other avenues of income also. Like, so now I do coaching and I've done it full time for 2 years,
Hmm.
but I've done it for 5, 6, well, probably about 7 years in different aspects with strategy, mindset, everything like that. So this business not only allowed me to, first of all, step into more freelance yachting, it allowed me to leave yachting 2 years ago on October the 31st. So we're coming up to that, which is
Love that.
really cool. But
Yeah.
it's also supported me to be able to step into my other passions. Right. If I never started online and I worked on my mindset and I learned all the things to build a successful online income, I wouldn't have even had the thought to step into what I'm doing now, really supporting women to rewire those limiting beliefs that are keeping them stuck and step into the life they desire, not just in money, but in business, relationships, friendships, workplaces. Like the stuff I do is life changing. And I know that what I do now is a reflection, it's a knock on effect from starting in the high ticket space, right? To
Mm.
have
Yeah.
that extra income coming in, like, and sometimes it's a surprise. Sometimes my phone goes off and I was like, what even was that from? How did I get that? That's the key with residual income, right? Is I'm not work, I do the job once and I get paid over and over again. Not like coaching, when I do the job once, I get paid once, right?
Mm.
So to have an income stream, and I would do coaching till the cows come home, right? This is something I'll do all day, every day, because I love it. But to have that extra income to support me, I mean,
Yeah.
there's been times when it's covered 3, 6 months worth of rent here in Bali. In fact, the last 2 years, it's given me my accommodation for 3 to 6 months here,
It's amazing.
given me the freedom to run my days with a bit more spaciousness.
Mm.
It's given me Christmas back home with my family and my niece and my nephew and my dad and my sister. It's given me so much that I don't think I could even put everything into this. But most of all, it's given me my time freedom back. And that's something I didn't have for the first like 38 years of my life, right? Not that it
Yeah.
so much counts as school, but especially in my working career,
Mm.
right? So yeah, it's given me so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel you too with the small pockets of time because I'm also still running my traditional business. So, in the pockets of time, I mean, I can be on a team call at work.
Yeah.
Still, I'm still doing coffee, I'm still doing whatever, but I'm building it in the pockets of my time. And that's how I've got to where I am now as well, and that's been 15 months of just doing the thing in your own time, in the pockets of time you've got because you can. That's the beauty of this business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And I was doing the same, my love. I was listening to trainings while I was working, like cooking,
Yeah.
and then I left the pockets of time for things that were actually going to make me money,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Like all those things, connecting, following up,
Hmm.
calls, whatever it was, posting
Yeah.
content, all that sort of thing. It really is key. And I love that you've been doing the same.
Oh
And those
yeah.
pockets of time compound to
Mm.
then give you the time, freedom, and choice, or whatever it is you're craving. More holidays, more time with family, a little bit more spaciousness in your day, not having to get up at, this morning I woke up at 7 and I just got to go for a swim and hang out by the beach for 2 hours. This time 2 years ago,
Mm.
I was on the boat cooking all day. I was looking at
Yeah.
the ocean. I wasn't going in. I didn't have the time,
Yeah. So
right? Because I
yeah,
took a chance on myself.
yeah, I love that. And that's only 2 years.
Mm.
It's only 2 years. People get stuck in the same thing thinking, oh, I can't do that or whatever it is. But, and the time they're thinking that, they could be building something like this that, is going to allow them to have the freedom, which is, I mean, exactly what we've
Yeah.
both done and I'm still doing. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting you say this, and I want to touch base on this, is I have a lot of calls with women wanting to work on like their mindset and shift into their money goals, their dream day goals, and they don't move forward. They don't work on their mindset, they don't invest in themselves because for whatever reason. And then two
Mm,
years later they come back to me, the same goals, haven't achieved the goals and they still haven't made the money, and the exact same limiting beliefs are there, if not even more.
yeah.
Right? It's the cliche saying if nothing changes, nothing changes. But I know this to be true even more because the more calls, I believe I've done hundreds in the last 12 months alone, and some 2 or 3 times coming back after a year, 2 years. Same goals haven't been achieved, still hoping to launch a business, hoping to launch a coaching business, still limiting beliefs there, the fear of success, fear of failure, I'm not good enough, all that stuff. Self-doubt is a huge one.
Mm,
Never made any progress. So
yeah.
you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. But if you don't invest in yourself and you don't change something, the way you think and the actions you're taking, I can hand on heart say you won't get to where you want to. And I know this because I've had so many conversations with people that haven't done anything,
Yeah.
right? Haven't made any changes. And it's okay to be scared. It's okay to have fears and doubts, but take the actions anyway,
100%.
right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that was like me too. I mean, I didn't know. All I knew was I did not want to be tied to my business anymore. Once the doors are shut, there's no money coming in, and I really desperately wanted to travel.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 50 in a couple of years. I got to do something. So I
yeah,
just leapt into it, and off we go, and here we are.
exactly right. I love
Yeah.
that.
So I don't want to keep you too long. So what advice would you give to someone that's sitting on the fence right now? Like, that's just
Yeah. So I work a lot with the subconscious, and we will, like being a timeline therapist and a quantum healer. So subconsciously, we will always step away from pain and towards pleasure. So if you're thinking about making a change, but you're a little bit fearful or a bit unsure, just tap into what you really want, what you want to achieve, whether it's more money, more time freedom, whatever, an extra holiday a week. It looks different for everyone. And just think about what it's costing you to not take action. And that could be making more money, not having the time freedom, not having an extra holiday a week, not having spacious in your day. And when you get clear on the cost, that's going to support you to take a little bit more action, right? And you're doubting yourself. Well, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Do you want to be in the same position in 5, 10 years from now? Or do you want to take a chance on yourself and back yourself? Right? That's what I'd be saying because you could be feeling stuck, frustrated, even a little bit like angry in your career, like I was, right? I'm speaking from where I was. So, but imagine if you take action and you end up totally changing your life, like I have, like a lot of other people in our community have, and you finally get that spaciousness in your day. Like I'm so glad 12 years ago I backed myself, even though when I first started online before I got into high ticket, I was nervous. I did have fears. I did doubt myself, but I backed myself anyway. So focus on what you want, not what you don't want, and
mm,
just take the action anyway. Because when you're taking action, you're going to be moving forward. If you're staying still, then yeah, this time next year you'll still be in the same spot.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. Oh, well, thank you so much, gorgeous. Like, honestly, I'm so blessed that you're in my life and that we met in this
I
amazing
know.
community. Like, so cool. And I really appreciate your time. So thank you so much for popping on here with me today.
You're so welcome, my love. You're so welcome. So good to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Okay. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.